Peace be upon you, beloved. Please take a deep breath in. 1, 2, however many you may need. And before I retreat for my Shabbos, we're gonna look into your next weekly cycle, 7 days. Okay, I'm being asked to start with this one. You're gonna wake up to a new world. There is a shift in your energy. You won't get any of the things that you thought you wanted, yet you will be rewarded based on merit for all your sacrifices. And you don't have to do one single thing for it. Not anymore. You've done a lot. So the Ten of Wands marks the end of a very challenging, difficult, and painful journey. And therefore, also the beginning of a new one. Well, it's the same, but yet another chapter. This one is filled with light and serenity and blessings and abundance and joy. If you were worried about things shifting, if that was the cause for your resistance, or you, even though knowing and recognizing the things that need adjusting, what it may be required in order for you to be able to overcome challenges and so on, in reality, you have nothing to fear. Many may have said, yes, I want things to change. I want a shift. I want an obvious, important change and transformation in my life. And whatever you may have associated with that, when it comes to the burdensome aspects of it, because you are wise enough to know that big changes imply sacrifices, etc. No, they don't. Not in this case. So again, you're not getting whatever this tired, disheartened, exhausted self may want at this point. It seems to be a lot less or so different than what you actually are supposed to be receiving. In other words, you may tend to attempt to reduce your expectations. And that stems from fear as well, based on your past experiences. It stems from a sense of unworthiness. No, I'm never going to get that. Why even aspire to it? And you're right, you're not going to get that. You're going to get the actual deal. If you're aspiring to love and you're associating that with someone really, they have to be someone really special. Therefore, At that stage, you were associating special with someone so fundamentally different, an outcast of some sort, someone from a different culture. It's also interesting and stimulating and a lot more promising than the stable, balanced, healthy, and successful one. So what you associated with success was also not in line with what that may actually mean. So you were aiming high, but in reality, subconsciously, you were aiming really low, or to something that you feel was the only thing that could actually work for you. If ever I'm going to get someone, there obviously there's going to be something terribly wrong with them. Wow, it's the same energy we get today for Libras. Projecting. Projecting. Well, that's done because you were projecting from all the wrong places. And no, you're not being left behind. No, you're not alone. No, you don't have to keep on trying to balance things out. Fight on your own. Try to adapt and make it work somehow. Sacrifices, changes. You weren't actually doing that, all of that. You were truly pushing through all of your trials and you conquered them. There you stand. You are stronger, more resilient, more resourceful, more connected than whatever any self would have had you realize that you were. Your perception or your definition of yourself was so far from the truth. I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. I am the problem. It can, that's even worse than refusing to acknowledge that you may be the one manifesting and, again, projecting your own reality outwardly from this broken, closed heart, from the disheartedness, the disappointment. They're all natural consequences of having fought terrible battles. This is someone who went on the path of the hero's journey. This change, you're going to perceive it as if you just wake up and it's a new reality. So integration, the final stage of integration, it will occur either in sleep, during sleep, because that's when things happen, right? When the actual real deal goes on, the processing, the integration, the guidance, right? The restoration and so on happens in REM. And there you are in REM processing. And you wake up to realize, wow, nothing is what I thought it was. Most importantly, first and foremost, I am not who I thought I was. Wow. That's automatically going to alter, change, shift your whole experience. Your frequency changed. You're riding high. Yep. That doesn't have to translate in your reality practical wise, implying the complete, destruction and shattering of your physical reality because it no longer matches your vibration anymore. No. You will not perceive it as painful, even if it does happen. You will absolutely embrace it and understand the purpose of it. In other words, it will not involve or require you to move. Any actual physical effort, per se, or sacrifice, or so you will not be uprooted from your practical financial living, stability, environment, and so on. You started to kind of prepare your heart for that, but it's not really going to happen. You try to even give it a positive energy. It's going to be fantastical. I'm going to explore it. Well, not you. No. For you, there's no need to be concerned about your well-being, nor to have to travel to start it all over again. And no, you're not going to go through that process. There are those who are meant to, and they absolutely are ready for it. They've embraced the genuine feeling of, need to explore, and it's very exciting. That's a stage they're traversing. For you, it's quite the contrary. You know what? Everybody else is on their way to warmer countries, right? Search for resources conditioned by environment and so on. External factors, signs, synchronicities, just common sense, right? Adaptability, transition, no, and flow. No, you're right where you're supposed to be. Right where you're supposed to be. You have everything you need right there. Hence why for you, there is no actual move. There are no important major changes shaking your foundations, or no, not in a practical sense. You are changing, but your environment, it's just you changing and realizing that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And there is a self that may actually resent that. It's the self that was trying to prevent you from seeing and counting your blessings and enjoying your blessings. And no, this cannot be it. This is it. The self that wants more, anything other than, right? Trying to block you from enjoying your blessings. Again, once you open your eyes, you say, wow, what is this paradise, this castle that I'm in? How am I so blessed? Yeah, it's a newfound state of connection, gratitude, serenity, being satisfied and fulfilled, sense of abundance. There's no lack anymore. I don't gotta go anywhere. I don't feel the call. Why should I? Yes, I'm a stork, but I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So I think you got your heart, prepared for that. And now the issue that may arise is, oh, I thought I knew what I wanted and everything seemed to be promising in that direction, but lo and behold, it's not what I meant to do, right? And you don't actually want it anymore, but you just, okay, so I tried so hard to actually learn, try and accept something. I thought I was, making huge progresses, at least spiritually, right, mentally. And you were, except not in the manner that you thought you were. It's like someone's telling you, you got to move house, and then the next, try to prepare yourself, process all of that. You're gonna lose everything, and then lo and behold, a couple of days later, you get a phone call. You no longer have to do that. Why did all of this need to happen? To present the potential, to conquer something in potential. It doesn't actually have to occur for you to entertain the possibility. You just have to recognize that possibility. I'm going to put a link. I think I did. Did I? Yeah, I did. But maybe the title may be a bit misleading, but everything exists in potential. Again, creation is complete. It's just constantly restored, recycled, if you want to, never in the same form, never it replays itself, but rather because we are in need of replaying the levels. But everything does not exist prior to us acknowledging that it could exist, right? So for some, if you don't entertain the possibility of something being true, then for you specifically, it isn't. And vice versa. If you do entertain possibility of something needing to happen, then you're already exploring it. You're playing the level without actually having to go through it. So you already entertained the possibility, you've integrated that, you've conquered that, you know you are quite capable and willing to do so. It doesn't mean you actually have to go through it anymore. One more time and let's go. Oh, wow. The hidden aspect is the Page of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse, the Magician, miracles, yes. It's the same with miracles, the nature of miracles. Anything is possible in potential. What does it make it so that we experience it as true, or experience it at all, or just perceive it, entertain it, conceive it, is the power of our belief. In other words, faith. It always was faith that determines. Those who seek to see, to believe, will never be able to experience miracles. Those who have even the slightest spark of faith, entertain that possibility once presented to them, they witness it. And even when they witness it as a miracle, past the initial wow, right? You just realized you leveled up. They still kind of get to the same conclusion. Yeah, makes sense. Of course, I always knew it, right? We always say that. I knew it. Yeah. But knowing is not enough, believing it. And that process doesn't unfold in the mind. It all unfolds in the heart. King of Pentacles in reverse. And the Chariot in reverse is telling you you're not going anywhere. All the roads are closed. Not because you're being punished or prevented to achieve something, whether financial endeavors, new careers, jobs, again, investments, purchases, search for financial stability, and so on. You never really actually wanted to go anywhere. And I don't think you truly in your heart you ever believed you would or you have to. You already started to experience things at a different level once you've reached your current location. And everything is telling you no one's coming towards you and you're not going towards anyone. You were processing something. You needed to adapt and adjust until you actually started to believe that it is true, that you are safe, that everything is fine, nothing terrible is going to happen, and so on. Now you're ready to embrace your purpose. You're not expecting miracles. You are a vessel for said miracles. You are the miracle. Through you, right? Things are channeled into the world. Each of us has skills, talents, if you want, gifts. They don't belong to us. We are the blessing and the gift. But through us, Father both experiences this realm and works within this realm. Geminic energy. Incredible intellect, insight. This is the Geminic energy that has their heart open. They're in service. They cannot genuinely empathize, but they connect with the collective unconscious. And yes, it's all mental energy and so on, because again, the heart is not in it per se. but they've embraced their role and purpose as an archetypal energy, and they're fulfilling it. So, in other words, they've put their own personal pursuits on the side. They're still there. All of us are capable of using any gift for so-called evil, right? But they chose to use it for light, for restoration. Again, not for personal gain, not for healing, restoration, contributing and participating in the correction of the world. Some may offer just their energy. In this case, their insight, their knowledge, their vast library of knowledge. Gemini, collects it for lifetimes in order to fulfill this exact purpose. They connect to the Akashic, the record. Everything is recorded, remember, and they can tap into that. They have free will to some extent, but ultimately they're called to embody something. Therefore, they themselves personally no longer have any desire or pursuit once they reach this stage. So someone magician, yes, but in this case specifically is the healer, the resurrector, the redeemer energy, giving people second chances by simply showing them that the impossible can be made possible if you believe. Now, if you yourself do not believe, something miraculous happens to remind us once again of how interconnected we all are. Someone else may believe in you. And that's kind of what's happening here. You feel that someone sees and believes in you. Not any you that you might put forward, not any you that may even interact with this person. The actual you, the essence of who you are, whom you've always felt yourself to be, divine spark. So you find someone who sees right through you. And instead of feeling like it's terrifying, you feel they're giving you a real opportunity for you to come to life, literally. You were numb, so in the state that you are, external factors, interactions, anything coming towards you from now on is for the purpose of reminding you that you have a purpose and that you are important. King of Pentacles. It's energy wise. It happens at a deeper level, not an obvious, rather more transactional. No, happens at a deeper level. So there's a person that you feel understands you, even without knowing you. And that either has a frequency about them, a vibration that you connect so strongly with, that instantly you recognize interconnectedness beyond a shadow of a doubt. And again, you don't have to interact physically with this person. They don't even have to touch you, look at you, speak to you. They may even not know you personally. So this may be someone at a distance or someone that you come across that you're so in awe of, but at the same time you recognize yourself in them and you feel as if they are you, you are them. They kind of, wow, they just read my life. Wow, they just read my heart. But in a manner that you yourself were never able to actually see yourself as. and boom, instant connection, not with just with this person, it's recognition of what oneness actually means, spiritual family and so on. Again, they're not going to come in a practical sense to give you solutions. Here's my course, here's my book. They're not selling anything. No agendas, no. Very powerful. You also very, very able to recognize deceit, loyalty in reverse. As I said, you're very able to recognize the ones that manipulate for their own gain. They're using the same tools, except one may put others to sleep while another wakes them up. A reversal. I am open, I am in the flow, I am light, and it was reversed. Boom, baby. This is what's going to happen. I am open, your affirmation. I am in the flow. I am light. I am open, I am in the flow. I am light. That's what's going to happen one morning as you open your eyes. When you are in the flow, you experience specific sensations. You feel light, open, and fresh, as in renewed. And again, that state of bliss that I keep talking about, this feeling, the state of being, removes or casts away gently any negativity and resistance. So, someone is able from a distance, just by being exactly what they are, embodying what they embody, truth, light, love, manages to shatter your specifically resistance, your walls of resistance, the remaining walls of your resistance. You're gonna feel as if even though everything you've learned up until now, it makes sense, but in a different, completely different manner altogether. It clicks in manners that you could have never foreseen, never. That's the beauty of it. If you can anticipate it, then it's no miracle. And it cannot really be any proof whatsoever. So it cannot be the catalyst for your liberation or change or transformation. You have to die in order to be reborn. In order for him to bring someone back to life, they have to die first. But what he was trying to tell us is that ultimately we are all to learn to do it ourselves, or rather accept that that's the process and just go with the flow. So what appears as stagnation, lack of productivity, lack of results, lack of changes, right? Lack of actual improvement, lack of success or results in general, in reality was a slow transitioning rather than an abrupt spiritual death into this rebirth. That's powerful. Page of Pentacles, Magician in reverse, and the Eight of Cups. That also implies you changing your perspective or leaving people behind that you had a perception or you felt you had a strong connection or expectation, or they were, your end all be all. You have to, through understanding, leave them behind. I believe that's the state you are currently in. You're truly trying to move forward against all odds, despite and whatever you may associate with movement forward or transition. Trying to find the right steps and make the right steps, and no matter how hard to leave something behind, no matter how painful, and have this new beginning, do things in a different manner, in a very practical sense. You couldn't manifest it. You couldn't do it. You have to do it energy-wise, first and foremost. So, awakening, an actual, genuine awakening. It's serene. You will expect, of course, there's going to have to be that, crucial moment when you become aware of it. Comes it raised to conscious level. And that happens again. One morning, after an intense dream, as you open your eyes, it's like you just flow straight into this new vibration. Reality was a process, right? That's just a culmination. All of this happened through, again, loss or denial or lack of whatever you associate with progress or success or realization. You were right where you were supposed to be for that specific stage. Again, you managed to finally witness or experience, rather, energy-wise, something that just leaves you in awe. It's like, wow, I see it now. I understand. I feel it. I connect with this energy. Usually it works for some host, some vessel, an avatar, whatever it is, another fellow, human spirit. As for the person that you feel it was your end all be all, your perception is changing. You're really moving forward. You are. It's like, what was I even thinking? As in, if someone were to mention them, like, who? There's nothing there. No bitterness, no longing, no expectation, no pain. No, if anything, there will be like, a poor fool, right? If anything, you would pray for them, but to think ever that they could represent anything beneficial for you or in your life, or that you yourself could, help them conquer something and so on. Now you know neither of those things are true. Even he does not really help, or he is just doing exactly what he was sent to do. It's not by his own decree that he was to regulate. You see, all of the miracles, for example, in this deck Yeshua performed, uh, were a lot more than just miracles for the sake of entertaining anyone, prove his own, divinity, or no. There was a message hidden in all of them. They were not just random episodes or occurrences. And no, he couldn't do them at will. Neither would he have tried to. You see, it wasn't his will that he was doing. He was discovering it as he went along as well. But his covenant, was to serve, to do Father's will. And so he did, no matter what that meant. There's a lot to say. I'm going to leave you here. I do apologize. Yep, the lover in reverse. The falling out of whatever you perceived as love. The 2 trees here. You had definitely a person that you thought was going to be your end all be all. Your perspective is shifting now. You're seeing them in a new light. Yep, you were mourning. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Yep. Now you're realizing that you were the one. You were mourning a self that you needed to let go of. You were struggling to let go of. That's whatever self you saw in this person. Yep. It's gone now. You went through the process, and exactly what I felt here is over. 10 and 1, right? 6, sorry, and 1, and the 10 of wands. And the queen, the broken-hearted queen, the no longer enamored queen. Very powerful. Many, many blessings. Have a blessed week ahead. And blessed Shabbos if you keep it. Shabbat Shalom to those who keep it. Blessed Sunday for those who keep that. Either way, blessed weekend for those who just out there enjoying their weekend. Either way, take a moment, okay? And yeah, see you when we see you. Either way, see you. The phrase comes to mind. I see you. Now I understand what seeing actually means. It's reading the code through it. And as the corruptions and the alterations and are being revealed, no one would actually, truly, genuinely choose to accept said corruption, deviation from will, from the plan, from divine will, natural laws, and so on, nature herself. Unless, of course, they are enemies of it. It's that simple. There will have to be this division, ultimately. The polarities have to be, the binaries has to be clearly defined now. And it comes with its terrible downsides, clash, conflict, and so on. The reasons, motivations behind it are going to be different. But yeah, ultimately it's light versus darkness at this time. It doesn't have to be, it will not be, it doesn't. It's just a stage. Until we redefine the positions and the roles and then come back together being rather complementary rather than opposites in the sense of antagonistic. But right now, who's not with you may very well be against you. Don't read too much into that, because you are going to be against someone as well. It's a spiritual battle, ultimately. Out of this friction is how the world is constantly reborn. So our role is to protect innocence, whether within us or anyone else. Innocence simply means natural. Doesn't mean neither good nor bad, nor no, just as intended to be at whatever stage. No one single man's will can trample over another's. But ultimately, we're going to come to that realization that none of our own personal will should be even attempted to follow through or pursue its fulfillment unless it is in alignment with the Divine One. In love and war, everything's allowed. Yeah, but let's define love and war. Shalom.